Rango looked down, his heart sinking. The forest floor had turned to ash, each step leaving a trail of glowing marks behind him. It was as if the forest itself was breathing, watching, waiting. His chest tightened. He realized this place was no longer just cursed. It was alive, and it knew his name. From the corner of his eye, Rango saw movement, shadows, but they weren't his. They dangled from branches like nooses, writhing and twisting as if struggling to breathe. The more he looked, the more they reached for him, their faceless forms whispering in voices that weren't real. He stumbled into a clearing and froze. Dozens of hollow figures knelt in a circle, heads bowed, mouths stretched open, but no sound escaped. And above them, through the rolling mist, a void appeared, a face with no face. The Hollow One had arrived, and its silence was louder than any scream. He bent over a pool of water, desperate to find himself, but the reflection staring back wasn't his. The eyes were gone, replaced by hollow voids, empty and endless. His hands shook. The Hollow One wasn't just watching him anymore. It was becoming him. The silence thickened, pressing on his chest until he couldn't breathe. Then, the ash beneath his feet cracked open and hands began to crawl out. Hundreds of them, clawing, reaching, desperate to drag him under. Rango ran, but the silence ran faster. Before him stood a tree unlike any other. Its trunk was split wide open, glowing red, pulsing like a living heart. Inside, shadows twisted, faces frozen in eternal screams with no sound. Rango realized this was no tree. This was a prison of souls the Hollow One had claimed. Pain seared through his arms. He looked down and froze. Words were burning themselves into his skin, crawling like worms beneath the surface. They whispered into his mind, secrets that weren't his. The Hollow One wasn't just near, it was inside him, carving him into its story. And then the mist split open. A figure rose from the silence, towering, faceless. Its head nothing but a swirling void. Its chest was hollow, filled with the writhing shadows of the damned. Rango's blood froze. The Hollow One had finally shown itself. Rango tried to scream, but no sound came. His throat tore, his chest burned, yet only silence spilled out. The Hollow One leaned closer, and in the silence, Rango heard his own voice whisper back, but it wasn't him anymore. The forest trembled. Rango's body began to crumble, breaking apart into ash and shadows. He clawed at himself, desperate to hold on, but the Hollow One's pull was unstoppable. Piece by piece, he was swallowed into the void. His eyes were the last to fade wide, terrified, begging for release. And then there was only silence.